Okay, new YouTube video. There goes my mailman, Bob. Bob just dropped it off. I don't know if I should use that, but I did. And I got my new V2 power cigarette. It plugs into my computer. I tried using it with the 15-foot extension cable on the V2 charger, as they state I could. And it just doesn't seem to give enough power. Best Buy said that it would work, and it gives hits, but not as good as plugging directly into the notebook computer. So here, let's see how it works. You get some pretty nice drags off there. It tastes really good. It seems like a nice consistent hit. Not sure about these buttons. The last one they sent me didn't work. The button was bad. And they sent me the wrong item, so it was a notebook cigarette instead of a power book cigarette, or a power cigarette. Power cigarette has a 7-foot cord, notebook cigarette has like a 3-foot cord, which is why I bought the 15-foot extension. So I could hook up to my Xbox and lounge on my couch and watch a movie and still vape, or hook up to my computer and run around the house with the 15-foot extension. But I guess that's not going to work. It does, but not as well as plugging directly in. Those extra 15 feet just really take away from the power. So I'm very pleased with this one. The vapor is super warm. It just tastes really good. The hit is consistent all the way through. The button seems to be working. Please, it's not a bad product. I got it for $15 on the 4th of July. They owed me $3 in credit, and $3.33. One of my Liquimax points were no good, so I called in and I told them how bad it was. The cap was falling off. I couldn't put it in my mouth without the cap coming off. Sometimes I would get dry hits, other times it would work. So that's not too bad. So far I've used up 3, 6, 7. I'm on my 8th Liquimax points blank, and only one of them was really no good. So that's not too bad, I guess. It was just, like I said, really loose on the cap. It would come off, you put it in your mouth, go like that, and the cap didn't want to come off with it. These caps are really loose, which is why on the new models, they're charging $15 instead of the $10, but the caps don't come off. Supposedly they give better drags. There's a tighter draw, I hear. So it's really what you got for money. I mean, $10 is expensive for 3 of them. So especially since I deal with V2's and the winder batteries, and the V2's only $6, and 5-pack cartridges for an active vapor is only around $7. So, and you write a product review on that, and you get 5 off. So right there, you're getting your free shipping for the first-time purchase. So you're basically paying around $7 for a 5-pack cartridge and V2's for an active vapor if you write a review. If you write a review on both of them, you're paying like $2 and getting your whole order almost for free besides shipping, 5. So $7 will get you both the V2's and the 5-pack of cartridges and cover shipping. So check out Active Vapor, pretty good place. I like to try different products from them just so I can write reviews and get my money back and get a real good deal on stuff. You can buy a King of Protate for $17 from them, and then you write a review, and it brings it down to $12. And I've got $35 credit, so I'm going to get myself a free pro tank and a Vision Tribune Nova 3.5. I think is what I'm going to buy. A battery, Evo V battery for $29. And don't forget, I can still write reviews on all these products, so that's an extra $10 or $5 each product back. Pretty good deal. But we're talking about the Pro, the V2 Pro pass-through. That's with the Congress blank. Now, the Congress I thought was the most disgusting flavor. Well, little birdies. The Congress I thought was the most disgusting flavor. And after smoking 3 or 4 cartridges, I've become accustomed to it. I enjoy it in the morning when I first get up. Have my coffee and an analog cigarette. I have an analog cigarette every morning when I wake up because I just don't feel like vaping first thing. So I have my analog cigarette, then I have my coffee, then I start vaping. And I vape all throughout the day. I go through about 3 milliliters a day. I go through 1 EVOD cartridge all the way from top to bottom, or else I go through 3 Liquid Max blanks. Now I'm mixing it. I smoke Liquid Max while the winder battery is charging, and the winder battery, here's the vapor from that. What do we set? We're at 4.1. We go higher with that today. For some reason, it's not giving off that great a vape. Good taste. Winder is definitely a sweet item. You get much better flavor off of the V2's. The V2's and the Liquid Max blanks will give you good taste. Banana, blueberry, strawberry, whatever you're picking for flavors, the V2 will give you that flavor. Where the EVOD kind of numbs it down a little bit and just gives you a big vapor hit, but you're losing out on flavor big time. Even with the chocolates and the banana that I got, you can slightly taste the flavor, but not as good as with the V2. So I enjoy the V2 for like just puffing and enjoying flavor. And then when I'm sitting there and I'm not thinking about it, I'll take little drags off of my winder battery all day long. And I like the winder for public, because the V2s are hard to draw through sometimes. You got to sit there and suck the hell out of the hit, and you barely get anything. But when I'm at home for some reason and I'm relaxed, I go and I suck slow, and then I get good hits. So that's one thing I've learned about vaping, is sucking slow. And one thing people don't talk about is how long these cartridges will last you. Now this will last you, the Liquid Max blank will last you about 10 times with good flavor and good hits and all that taste that you want. Once you get up to around 16, the thing's pretty much dead. So you only get around 14 to 16 uses out of the Liquid Max blank, not 20. You can get 20, but you're going to be getting little hits, lousy taste, the stuff is going to start turning colors on you, and it's not that great. These, you just pop the top, take your Swiss Army knife, your corkscrew, put it in there, pull off the 2 pieces, put a toothpick, break it in half, put it down the center, and then pop the juice around the sides. You get a little bit of drippage down through the tube. Even though you got a toothpick in there, you scoop it up with your finger and wipe it down the side and cap it. And I do that, and you're good for a couple of hours, maybe an hour to 3, depending on how you vape. And then you got to constantly, with these, keep refilling them, because they work really good at the beginning, and then they start to go dead. So this is a constant refill, where the Liquid Max blank is good for as long as it's got juice in it. All you got to do is keep tipping and making sure those wicks are getting wet when you get down to the bottom. Although V2 says you don't have to do that, but yeah, you do. So here, let's try the Congress, what is it, cartomizer on here. You get okay hits. It's not as great as the PowerBook notebook cigarette was. The notebook cigarette just burnt the hell out of the cartridge, but it gave you amazing hits. The button only worked half the time. So at least this one, I can hear it. It's working. The button's working, and it's working. So let's try taking a really good one off here and see if I get a difference. Good taste. That's the main thing I noticed, is that the taste is just really coming through. Where with this winder, I'm not sure what's in here. Sounds like the battery's dying, but it's supposed to be constant voltage with the winder. It's one of its pluses, is that it gives you the same hit from the first hit to the last hit. You don't lose power as the battery does, like you do with a lot of the V2's. V2, this battery works really well all the way from start to finish. From my manual battery, the long one, I have one in black. That one, once it gets halfway dead, gives lousy hits. You're sitting there most of the time waiting for your battery to die just so you can recharge it. Because you're supposed to wait for the batteries to die all the way and then recharge them. You're not supposed to recharge a half-dead battery. I do with my black one because it's so bad that sometimes I just don't feel like waiting. Where this one, I'm able to watch the vapor off this little one. Little tiny battery gives out better than the long manual battery, I found out. So automatic is better than manual. They say manual, you're able to control your hits. You're not controlling nothing. You're getting half the hit, you go off an automatic, so what are you controlling? But, okay, so the PowerBook cigarette. Doesn't seem to have a cutoff. You can hold it as long as you want, which means you can probably burn the hell out of your cartridges. But you're able to control the hit like you were supposed to with the manual battery. I actually blew out some there and kept going, and that was a pretty good drag. Loving it. That's vaping at its best. Okay, so I would recommend the Power cigarette. Beware, they have faulty switches, so when you get yours at first, if you do buy one, wait for their sales. They got 25% off. I picked mine up for 15 bucks altogether, free shipping, $3 credit, and 25% off. So mine cost 15 bucks, and they sent me the wrong thing. They sent me a return label, which they didn't want to do. They kind of jerked me around. I had to talk to a different rep to get the return label. And I was like, you sent me a defective product and the wrong product. You're going to pay for shipping back. So I kind of pulled an attitude a little bit because I earned it. You know, they sent me the wrong stuff and it was bad. So why the hell should I have to pay $3 for shipping back on a $15 item? So, and then with the battery going bad, my other battery went bad. As I said, it lasts about half as long as the shorty or the mid-size. And V2 said, we'll send you out a new battery because you've made a purchase within the last 30 days. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. And they said they'll send me a return label even though it's over a month. So at the end of the year, when these batteries go dead on you because they have lifetime warranties, you call them up and they'll send you out a new battery, but you'll have to pay the $3 shipping back on the old battery. And be sure to save a cigar tube or something. If you have a cigar, you buy those backwoods for $1, $1.50. Save that tube and make sure you got something to put this battery in, so that way you can slip it in any envelope and you know it's protected and they're not going to tell you that it got damaged on the way back. So I try to save the bubble wrap envelopes they send me, so that way next year when I have to return my batteries for new ones, I know that I've got cigar tubes and bubble wrap envelopes all ready, and all I've got to do is put some white tape over the front and rewrite it and slap on 3/4 stickers, stamps, and I should be good. So hope you all enjoyed this, and check out my videos. Trying to get more people watching. I'm thinking about getting a camcorder maybe next year, and trying to step it up a bit. So check out Indoor Smokers, check out e-cig forum reviews. A lot of people on there. You get some great advice. I had questions. I found a place to buy the threads, the adapter for my V2 cigarette. It's an 808 thread, and I got an adapter at Mountain Vapor to change it to a 510 thread, so I can buy different clearizers for it, which are cheaper. I could buy a 5-pack for $10 instead of a 3-pack for $10 from Aqua Vapor and other places I've seen. So, and I could also add a drip atomizer onto it now. They're warning me though that with doing this type of stuff, I've got to watch my ohms and try to stay around 1.5 and not be doing 2.4s and 2.8s because it will drain so much power I'll ruin my battery right away, and it will drain the battery really quick. So I'm trying to find 0.8 to 1.5 ohms. Anybody has any clues on that, give me a little post on the bottom of this. And happy vaping. I'll take one more drag. Mood Power Book cigarette. Push button, manual, thermizer, Congress, and not as strong as a notebook cigarette, but pretty good on the all right as long as you plug it into your computer. Give it a thumbs up, rating 7.5. Happy with it, but could be a little bit stronger.